Hello Year 6 and welcome to Monday's maths lesson. Okay, so for today we are still working in this book, the Maths Workout book, Year 6, and today we are looking at page 7. Okay, so we've spent the last couple of days looking at addition and we're going to spend the next couple of days looking at subtraction and making sure we touch base with those methods, because remember, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division methods are really important. So we want to keep revisiting them to make sure that we know where we are up to with them. Now, I want you to be really careful today because I'm not asking you to work out all of the page. There's only some parts that we're going to focus on today. Okay, so we're going to focus going over our column subtraction. Okay, so I want us to do, so I'm going to tell you the sections that we're going to do. We're going to do section 2, section 3, and section 5. Okay, we're not going to do 1 and 4. We're going to do section 2, section 3 and section 5, focusing on our column subtraction. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about in section 2, before we go over our column subtraction methods, is the vocabulary. So these ones are solving problems in section 2. Now it's a vocabulary the vocabulary that you really need to focus on. So I just want to show you this. So you've got in the middle subtraction, and all of these things mean subtract. So you've got find the difference, that's still subtraction, decrease, that's subtraction, and subtract, that's subtraction. Okay, so all of these questions here in section 2 are subtraction, even though there's different vocabulary. Okay, so really good tip then. So I'm going to go through them. So the first one says find the difference. So I'm going to circle that because that tells me what I've got to do, between 500 and 274. Okay, so I've circled what's really important to answer the question. Okay, now remember with subtraction, the biggest number goes on top and the smallest underneath. Okay, so when you come to subtract, okay, so on that one, I would do 500 take away 274. So I'm going to go through that one with you. So look, it's in a column. Okay, be really careful to make sure you line up your numbers correctly. So this one's really important to go through because you've got zeros here, which often trip us up. Okay, so I've got to do here 0 take away 4. Now, if I've got 0, I can't take away 4. Now, a mistake I see lots and lots of times, and we've talked about it lots and lots of times, people think, well, that's okay, I'll just do 4 take away 0 and put 4. Now, we can't do that because the question is 0 take away 4. So we need to borrow. Now, the problem here is if I go next door, I've still got nothing. So there's nothing to borrow from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 5. So I'm going to borrow from the 5. And that leaves me with 4 there. And I'm going to put that 10 to make that one there. Okay, and then I'm going to borrow again and leave 9 and make that one 10. Okay, so 10 take away 4 then is 6. 9 take away 7, sorry, is 2. And 4 take away 2 is 2. Okay, so then the other two questions then, remember, are subtract, even though they use that different vocabulary. So you've got decrease and subtract, they all mean subtraction, so always doing your subtraction. Okay, so then the next ones then, you've got to find the difference. So again, we talked about find the difference does mean subtract between 1,500 and each of these numbers. So that means, so if I do example here, that means that 1,500 is always going to be your top number, take away another number. Okay, so it'll be 1,500 on the top every time, and then take away the number in the question. Okay, so 1,500 take away 783, and then I've put it in my column here. Okay, so we're going to go over that method again for subtraction, putting it in a column. So again, they've made it trickier for you by putting these 2 zeros here. So we can't do 0 take away 3. So we can't just say, oh, we'll do 3 take away 0 instead. We've got to borrow. So if this number on the top is smaller than this number, you can't do it and you've got to borrow. And if there's a 0 next door, you've got to go across again. So I'm going to borrow from the 5. That leaves me with 4 there, and then a 1 there, okay, because I've borrowed 10, okay? Then I'm going to borrow it again from there and pass it over like that, okay? So then I do 10 take away 3, which is 7, 9 take away 8, which is 1, then I've got 4 take away 7. Well, I can't do 4 take away 7 because 4 is smaller than 7. So I'm going to go next door to the 1. That leaves me with 0 there and makes that 14. Okay, so then I can do 14 take away 7, which is 7, and 0 take away 0, which is 0. Okay, so I'm going to give you another one of those here. So I've got 1,500 take away 987. I want you to pause the video and use your purple book and have a go at that one, and we'll go through it together. Okay, so you should have had a go at that one. So again, we've got 2 zeros here, which makes it trickier. So I can't do 0 take away 7. I can't borrow from there, so I'm going to borrow from the 5. Okay, and that leaves me with 4 there. And I borrow to make that 10. Okay, so borrow again and pass that over to make that one 10. Okay, so then 10 take away 7 is 3. 9 take away 8 is 1. And then I've got 4 take away 9, which I can't do, so I'm going to have to borrow from here. So that leaves me with 0 there, and I'm going to put my 1 here. So then 14 take away 9, so I can either count backwards, so I could go 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, and count backwards, or the easier way, 9 in my head, count until I get to 14. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, leaves me with 5. Okay, so have a look and see if that's the answer that you've got. If not, pause, have a look at my working out and see if you can figure out where you went wrong. Okay, so that is to help you with section 3. So it's 1,500, take away 524, then 1,500 take away 763, then 1,500 take away 659, and so on. Okay, then remember we're skipping out section 4, and then the last bit is your column subtraction. Okay, so we've already been doing column subtraction with the 1,500. We'll just go over it again to help you. Okay, so I've got some examples here. Okay, so I've got this one here. So I would remember you always start with your ones. So 2 take away 1 is 1. The next one is 3 take away 8. Okay, now, so because 3 is smaller than 8, I can't do it. Okay, so I'm going to have to borrow from here. So that will leave me nothing there in the hundreds column. I borrow and put it there to make that 13. Then 8 in my head, count until I get to 13. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 5. Then I've got 0 take away 5. I can't do it because 0 is smaller than 5. So I'm going to borrow from here. So that makes it 10. So 10 take away 5, I know is 5. Then I've got 6 take away 2, which I know is 4. And then 8 take away 2, which I know is 6. Okay, so I'm going to give you, so I've got my answer, which is 64,551. Okay, so then I've got my next question that I want you to have a go at. So I want you to have a go at this one. So have a really good look at it, get your purple book out, and I want you to use your purple book to work that one out, and then we'll go through it together. So pause the video, have a go at this one. Okay, so you should have had a go at that one now and had an answer. So I'm starting here. So 6 take away 7. So because 6 is smaller than 7, I know I can't do that, so I'm going to have to borrow. Gives me 16 take away 7. Okay, so 7, count until I get to 16. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 9. Okay, so I've got 2 take away 5. So 2 is smaller than 5, so I can't do that. So I'm going to have to borrow from here. And then I've got 12 take away 5. So 12, so I could do 12 and take away 5, which I know is 7, or I could do 5 in my head, count until I get to 12. Okay, so I've got 2 take away 4. So 2 is smaller than 4, so I can't do it. So I'm going to go next door and borrow. So 12 take away 4. So I could put 4 in my head and count on, or I could do 12 take away 4, or you might know that number fact is 8. Lots of borrowing on this one. So 1 take away 2 I can't do because 1 is smaller than 2. And then it's 11 take away 2. So I've borrowed 1 from there, borrowed a 10 from there and put it on there. So 11 take away 2 is 11. And then 6 take away nothing is 6. So the answer that you should have got is 69,879. So have a really good look. If you didn't get that, where you have gone wrong. It might be that you forgot to borrow, or it might be a really simple takeaway that you've gone wrong with. Okay, so that last section is using your column subtraction. Okay, so remember that you are only doing section 2, section 3, and section 5 today. Okay, so remember, if you have any problems, please get in touch. Make sure you go back, pause the video to help you. Okay, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your work. It was fantastic last week. Keep it coming.